Hey everyone, welcome to episode 15 of the New Slang Podcast. I'm Thomas Mooney, the editor-in-chief of New Slang here in Lubbock. And on this episode, we sat down and talked with singer-songwriter Chris King. I guess he was over here in Lubbock, I don't know, like 3 or 4 months. 3 or 4 weeks ago. I don't know why I said months. 3 or 4 weeks back, he played a Sunday with Mayo and Broussard. It was a really, really badass show. Anyways, in this interview, we sat down over at Tom's while it was closed, right next to the Blue Light, and just talked about music and stuff. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. If you haven't told your friends to subscribe to the New Slang Podcast, it would be nice if you did. If you just went ahead and shared that with everyone. If you haven't, rated or wrote a review of the New Slang Podcast, it would be nice if you did. That really helps us out. And we've got a whole lot of really cool podcasts coming up. We've got one with William Clark Green, Josh Abbott, and Charlie Schaffer coming out. One with Thieving Birds. One with Zach McGuinn of Dolly Shine. A few others in the works. So we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. So this episode of the New Slang Podcast is being sponsored by the Blue Light. This week if you were listening last week, I was telling you how this week of shows is probably pound for pound like the best week of shows all summer. Tonight, which would be Tuesday, if you're listening to it, is going to be Carrie Sweeney, Wade Parks, and Charlie Stout, which this is part of Brandon Adams' Lubbock Legends showcase that he's put together, where it's like some Lubbock legends playing once a month. Hopefully it'll carry on and be like a monthly tradition. So anyways, this Tuesday is going to be Carrie Sweeney and Wade Parks, who are two of my favorite Lubbock songwriters. And then Charlie Stout's going to be opening the show as well, Charlie's one of my favorite Lubbock songwriters as well. So we're actually going to be doing a podcast with Carrie and Wade talking about, 90s Lubbock music and that transition into what we have today. And then Wednesday is going to be Vaden Todd Lewis, who you may just otherwise know as the lead singer of the Toadies. It's going to be an acoustic unplugged show. So kind of like where that Ben Nichols show was, I guess, last month, where he was playing Lucero songs. Todd Lewis is going to be doing the same thing with Toadies, just unplugged. And then on Thursday is going to be Velcro Fly, which I've not actually heard the band, but if it's anything like that ZZ Top song by the same name, which I'm assuming that's where they got their name, it's going to be a really cool, blues rock kind of show. I'm just speculating, really. Friday is going to be Kirk Thurman and Niknos. I'm not really sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I've listened to some of their music, Niknos, and they're kind of like this, I don't know, like they say there's some bluegrass influence. There is a little bit, but it's more like hard rock kind of with some bluegrass tinge. There's some really cool fiddle parts in it. And then Kirk Thurman, he's like this Dallas guy who is kind of like this mix of R&B and pop and soul and singer-songwriter. I'm really interested in seeing those two shows on Friday. And then Saturday is going to be the Wade Bowen Street Show Party, which is going to be Wade Bowen, Sean McConnell, Grady Spencer and the Work, and Hunter Hutchison. It's going to be Saturday. So it's going to be out in front of the Blue Light, just like any kind of street show. So you'll want to be sure to make that show. And then on Sunday, out on the back patio, is going to be Flatland Cavalry and Caitlin Butts. So, you'll probably want to just come to the Blue Light all week and see all these, interesting singer-songwriters and musicians. And what's really cool about this week is that it's not all the same kind of music. It's not all just quote-unquote Texas country or rock and roll or singer-songwriter or just straight Lubbock music or anything like that. It's just this really cool variation. Okay, so for Wade's show, the big massive street show, and for Todd Lewis's show, you can go to thebluelightlive.com and buy pre-sale tickets. That's where you can also check out like feature shows as well. But go ahead and buy your pre-sale tickets if you can. The Todd Lewis show online, I guess it says they're like $20, and then for the street show is going to be if you're 21 and up, it'll be $25, and then if you're under 21, it'll be $30. So go to again thebluelightlive.com. Anyways, we'll go ahead and get on to this conversation with Chris King. Thanks for subscribing and listening.
If you're good, is that good on your side there?
Yeah, it's good on my side. So anyways, where do you want to start?
Oh man, whatever, dude.
All right, so I guess we're sitting here in Tom's on a Sunday.
Tom's Daiquiri.
Yeah. Have you ever had a daiquiri here?
No, I haven't. I'm in the summer of tropical drinks though.
Oh yeah.
So far this summer, so I was looking forward to it, but they're closed.
Yeah.
Bummer.
It's a bummer. Yeah. If you do get one, get an amaretto.
Amaretto.
Yeah. It's always a tasty treat. I don't know.
Now you're just making me wish I wasn't drinking this beer.
Yeah. Well. So you cut your thumb yesterday.
Yeah, we bought. We played at Railroad Blues in Alpine, and we bought some beer before we went back to the venue and took it to the hotel. And so there's a train that runs right behind there, behind the hotel we were staying at. I forget what it's called, the Highland Motel or the Highland Inn. And we just went down there to the railroad tracks and we're drinking all of the beer. And I went to open one of them and then cut my thumb wide open, and I didn't realize it. And I was holding that cold beer, and we were talking. And about 10 minutes later, I looked down and my hand was completely covered in blood, and I had to get some bandages and take care of it. But it's all good now. I went sound checking and I kind of opened it back up.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be fine, and then my pick felt slippery, and I thought, no, that's not fine at all.
Yeah. I've not been down to the Alpine in a while.
Yeah.
I take that back. I went camping the other day, like 6 months ago, but
Down there?
yeah, in Fort Davis.
Yeah.
And was hanging around Alpine a little bit, but
Yeah. Me and my fiance have gone down there. I guess we just went once, I think. We stayed out there at the Holland Hotel.
mm-hmm.
And we've gone down there to Marfa too, but it's it's so impressive to me. Like, I've been to like the Rocky Mountains, the Appalachian Mountains and stuff, and it's like when you're in the mountains and you're not at the top, you're just kind of in these walls,
Mm-hmm.
You can't really get a full scope of it until you're, way up. But out there, I like it because it's like nothing, and then bam, quote unquote mountains,
Yeah.
and nothing, mountains, nothing. To me, that's like more, I don't know, breathtaking, I guess.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word.
Yeah. I've been meaning to get down there to check out like the music festival they have down there.
The Viva Big Ben
yeah,
thing.
the
Yeah,
Viva Big Ben.
We met one of the people that helped put that on last night, and they're Maya and Broussard and Playing With Tonight. They're playing that this year. So.
I've heard mixed results on, I guess, how cool it is.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I mean,
I have no idea.
One of the things I heard is that, I guess, like in theory, it's cool to have shows going on in Alpine, in Marfa, and
Right, everywhere.
I think they even had some in like Fort Davis and in Marathon and stuff like that. And in theory, that's all cool.
Right.
But then, those towns are all 20 minutes away.
Right.
But it doesn't work as awesome as like it should.
Well, I mean, I think anytime I was talking to the guy playing bass with me tonight. His name's Daniel Thomas Phipps. He's a singer-songwriter too. But he was talking about that he played some festival in New Braunfels I think it was the first one they did it. I think they called it Riverfest or something. But he said that that's kind of the thing there. It was like a whole festival for the town, but like multi-venue thing. And it's like, well, that's great, but then, and plus it's New Braunfels and there's the river and all of that. And so everybody's drinking, and it's kind of like becomes problematic. Like, how do we get all these people like to and from without people getting arrested, which it's bad there. So, so he said they had shuttles set up, and that was
I think
awesome.
they have shuttles set up in Alpine Marfa for that. But I mean, like I said, I've never been there, but I've heard from a few different people.
I want to go and see and check it out. So you should go this year.
Yeah, I think something like that could work here.
Yeah.
I guess what
I feel
you
like I'm
call it
breathing
is like
into
the
this microphone like a
I know
like a
so
dog. Just,
but I guess like the South by setup,
Right,
You know,
right,
not
right,
like your typical out in the field. Even though there's a fucking shit ton of cotton fields here, and I don't know why nobody
I saw all that coming in.
just doesn't say, hey,
It's just
what field are you not using this year?
right in the summertime or whatever.
Whatever, yeah. And hey, can we fucking get a
Set up
couple
a
of
bunch of
2
stuff.
stages and
Yeah, that'd be cool.
an acoustic tent maybe?
You got another task now. New Slang Fest.
Yeah.
I'm guessing
but-
I'm guessing that's from your Shins fan.
Yeah.
Is it? Or did you just like the way it sounded?
Both. Yeah, I was in school and long story short, I had like a little, I guess it's not necessarily a column, but it was just like it was a article where it was, 300 words of just, hey, this is the shit you should be checking out.
For the school.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was just called New Slang.
Cool.
Because obviously like the news. Yeah.
Yeah. I was really into them.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah. I was into the Shins as well. I mean, O Inverted World, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one with New Slang and Caring is Creepy. And the record's great.
I came to all of that stuff kind of at once. All of, I guess, what would be indie music, I was in college. I was like right out of high school going into college. Because before that, it's like all I knew, and I've said this plenty of times to plenty of people, but all I knew was like what was on the radio as country music at the time, which was in the 90s, in the late 80s and the 90s, and then what was on AM radio out where we lived out there. You could pick up a station out of San Antonio called KKYX, and it was all 50s, 60s, 70s country, which now it's like they've changed it. 'Cause they used to have a call sign, or whatever, not a call sign, but they used to have like a little tag thing that was like country from the 60s, 70s, 80s, or 50s, 60s, and 70s. The last time I heard it, it said the 60s, 70s, and 80s, which is fine. That's still awesome. But I'm wondering, like, am I going to be 50 years old and not be able to listen to that station anymore because if that's been in 10 years. So 10 more years, it'll be 70s, 80s, 90s. In 10 more years, it'll be 80s, 90s, aughts. And I don't know.
Yeah, that's
a terrifying thought for me.
Yeah, that's do you have XM radio?
No.
Okay, they have that one station where it's just like 80s and 90s.
Yeah,
and I can't think of what it's called, but it's if XM was able to sell just certain radio stations, like if you just could like get one. 5, I would get that one and
classic vinyl.
Yeah, like just
vinyl. We have it at the store I work at. We have the XM radio thing.
Yeah, but I honestly like so many people are bitching about like that kind of stuff in cable. Like, oh, why do I have to have like all these other channels?
Right.
And with XM, I'm like, why do I have to have all these other channels? But I understand
that's
overall.
Slowly, I think the Apple TV and I don't know, whatever other people have. I mean, Roku or whatever those other things are. I think that's going to change all of that completely. I think eventually it's like every channel is going to be an app. And then you pay for them as you would subscribe to iTunes or something like that, which is great. I mean, I don't know how they figure out how to charge that or like how they like handle their advertising revenue on with that going, because it's all of that math is too much for me.
Yeah.
But I think I would have like 10 TV stations top. So, I mean, I haven't had cable television in 12 years probably.
Mm-hmm.
But I had there was a time where I didn't even have like the whatever the digital converter thing you put that's an antenna, you know.
Yeah.
I just got that 2 years ago. I guess.
Yeah.
Because all I did was use Netflix and
Netflix and now what's great is like just HBO is
Prime Country. That's what
Prime
that's
Country.
called.
Yeah,
Prime Country. And it was the Prime. Man.
Yeah. I guess I would take Prime Country if you had like 10 channels you could choose. Channels. I would say like Prime Country, those 3 in a row, like Prime Country, Willie's Place, at the Outlaw Country.
Mm-hmm.
There's one station, I can't think of what it is. It's 35 though. It's kind of like indie rock stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Which is weird too because I used to just listen to what people would call indie music,
right.
indie rock, and listening now on that station, I'm like, I don't know any of these bands. Yeah. Like, what's happened?
You're old. All of a sudden got old.
Yeah. I check Pitchfork every day too.
Yeah.
And I'll see reviews, and I'm like, who is? Like, I've never heard of these bands.
Yeah. Pitchfork put out their thing at the end of the year, or I guess it was the end of the year last year.
Like their best stuff kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's like a list of 50 or something. Maybe it was 25. I don't know. But I knew like 4 things in it. And it's just because those 4 things were kind of in the realm of what I was listening to that year anyway. But so I made it a point for about a week. It takes me like 20 minutes to get to work, and it takes me like an hour to get back. So I made it a point to like listen to some of like every one of them, some of it, not the whole album probably, but at least 3 or 4 songs on it. And I mean, there's 90% of it I didn't have any idea it was, but there's great stuff. Like that's how I learned about Courtney Barnett.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to her stuff. It's really cool. It kind of reminds me of a more polished like Nirvana type thing, like a 3-piece, and it's cool.
She's blown up,
dude. It's so
as
good.
Far as I think her record's really good. I think probably my favorite record of the last 10 years is
10 years
of the 10 years has been that War on Drugs record.
Yeah,
Lost in the Dream.
Yeah,
I think that's
great.
The first time I heard it, I said, "Man, this is gonna be." I knew it was gonna be one of my favorite records from that point.
That and the Tame Impala one I like a lot. The newest one, the Currents record with all the synth stuff on it and all the like. It's super pop, like super like what do you call that? Like sugar pop, like really poppy hooks and like. But it's so good, and the production on it's amazing.
Yeah.
What have you heard that you like a lot this year?
This year, that Sturgill record.
Yeah.
Though I've not listened to it as of late.
Right.
I don't know if that's just because I don't know what it is. I think like that record is it's going to take people time to digest.
Yeah.
But
when I listened to that,
go ahead.
When I listened to that record, the first thing I didn't like was that Nirvana cover in it, and it really bothered me.
Bothered you?
It stood out like a sort. Like I felt the same way when I listened to Southeastern, and there's that Super 8 Motel song, like, and it just for a long time I'm just like I can't, like it's so out of place to me, but in that Sturgill record, now that I've listened to it several times, I'm like, I get it, like, and what the record's about and all of that stuff. I get it.
Yeah. When it first came out, I probably listened to it like 10 times that week or whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess like when you do that, you can obviously you're gonna get the record sooner. I think if you listen to it like 10 times in a row that first day or something, whatever, you're gonna get it probably better than if you listen to it 10 times over 10 weeks or something. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I also think if you listen to something a lot, like right away, then you form this opinion on it that if you listen to it a lot, you form this opinion on it that's almost like concrete, and it's like that's what you think about it.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like if I listen to stuff less when it's new and I kind of let it sit a little more, then my my perception of it shifts around more. Like I love it now and I'll hate it another time, and it just kind of goes back and forth.
Yeah. Another record, I think, like, I don't know if anyone really liked it, or not necessarily didn't like it, but they didn't like it in as much as his other stuff. But the new Hayes Carll's record, Hayes Carll's record, what is that?
Lovers and
Leavers, or something like that.
Yeah, Lovers and Leavers.
Because there's not too much.
There's no stomp and holler.
Yeah, there's nothing that's real.
Yeah, fast and swaggery. Yeah.
No K-Mag yo-yo kind of thing. And, but I think that record,
it's great.
It's a great record, cool. And
it's got a good vibe, and I think it's awesome whenever anyone is. It's probably easy. I'm gonna just speculate out of my zone, but I would imagine it's easy where Hayes could probably write, another K-Mag record or another. Whatever the one before it was, he could probably do that. I think it's more interesting is someone who's consuming it to hear someone do something a little different, and not just like, cool, this is another of that.
Yeah.
And I find myself there's people that do that, and it's the same, all the time, and it's good, and I like it, but I find myself listening to that less than when someone's doing like the Robert Ellis record.
Yeah.
That I think that's probably going to be the best record that came out this year. That's my opinion. But
I've only listened to that a few times, but I thought it was really good.
It's crazy.
What's that song, California?
Yeah. So if you look at his first record, or no, I don't know, I've never heard his first record. Apparently it's hard to find, but the Photographs record and then the
Chemical Plant
record, which I thought that was wonderful, but then this is even more different than that, and I don't know. I think it's cool to have that happening for people.
Yeah, one of the things I think. Okay, I'm always talking about how when you're 35, you can't be singing songs about, partying in college, and it'd be hypocritical of me to say that. In a way that Hayes should just play stomp and holler songs.
Right.
Because in a way, they're not the same as, hey, let's go get fucked up on a dirt road or something. But it's also a younger man's song.
Right.
And we have to expect that Hayes has grown. Obviously, he's gone through some troubles.
Right, of course. Like anybody growing or aging or whatever. And it's weird to me to see really grown people talking like singing songs about tubing on the river and being drunk and stuff it's kind of I don't know, it's like I don't know what to call that, but it doesn't match up in my brain, and so it's like doesn't make no sense to me. But you can write. I think I'm not giving anybody writing lessons, but I think you can write that kind of stuff. So you take somebody like Hayes that has a song like Stomp and Holler. I'll just keep saying that. See how many times we count that.
You can drink.
Yeah, but it's not a college
No, it's not. But it's I guess there's those elements of stomping and hollering, and kind of the same elements as shit you do as a younger man.
Right.
I wouldn't necessarily say stomp and hollers freshman college,
think as you
but
age,
it's probably 22, 23
as you
year old
age.
Kinda.
Yeah, I'm turning 33 in September, and I think about this a lot. I think when you are younger, you're writing a little more experience based, and then when you're aging, I think it ggets more reflective and more reflective. So you can sing. I think singing those songs is cool, but I also think that writing those kind of songs is cool. But usually the point of view is shifted. To I used to do this, and not I'm doing this. That kind of.
Which also, I think the
which is cool because everybody that listens to that, I was listening to Hayes right when I got out of college. So I was 22, 23, and that's what I was doing. I was doing those same things, and so the people that are similar in age to where they came to that as the artist, as that person ages, so do the people listening. Hopefully,
yeah.
And then it's like, well, now we still relate because you're changing. If you don't ever change, then you. It's like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I saw a tweet from somebody who I won't name, but they said something about how they don't change, and in that way or something like that, they change. And I thought that's the dumbest thing.
Say that again?
They don't change, and because they don't change, they are changing. Something like that. And I thought that's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard.
Well, you just might not be smart enough to comprehend it.
Well, I thought the first thing I thought of was the subreddit. I'm 14 and this is deep. Like
what?
Like it's like basically 14-year-old like things that 14-year-olds think that are like, holy shit, man,
right.
This is fucking.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought of. It's like that's something a 14-year-old who is full of shit would say.
See, I feel like an old man now because everybody tells me I Reddit all the time, and I get on Reddit on my phone or on my computer. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I can't find anything. I can't I'm looking through it. I'm like, what is it a message board?
Basically, yeah.
What the fuck? Message boards went the way of
the
dinosaur, and now that's the internet's coming back around to the 90s.
Well, it's like it replaced every message
What was your
board.
AIM? What was your AIM handle?
Oh man, my AIM handle. I remember my first email address, which I think it was probably the same thing. It was just gonna be like PJ Col. It was like fucking PJ _Colpitts _007. Because no 005 I think, because that's when I graduated 05, and then I don't even know what it was. I guess Hotmail,
yeah.
Something like that.
I still see people.
Which now I think though, my whole point on that was man, giving that email address out is so hard because it's like underscore,
right.
da da da, and
I see people with something will come across. I'll get hopefully no one listens to this that has this, but I'll get an email from someone through my website, and their email address will be Hotmail, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Have you not ever seen Gmail? It's amazing, and it's awesome, and all kinds of other adjectives.
I remember in college, one of my professors, it was a journalism class, and he was like, I know you guys are attached to whatever email you have,
right?
But you should invest in one that's just your name,
right,
at Gmail or at whatever, because you don't want to have. And he gave off the example of no, actually, there's a girl in the class who had this email address. I'm sure she doesn't use it anymore because it was so embarrassing. Right. But it was you don't want to have to give out the address of, if you're a journalist and you're like, hey, can we do an interview?
Right.
Hey, what's your email? Hers was Latina Drama Queen.
Right.
It's just you don't want to have to give that out.
Oh man, I'll give a little Easter egg here. In all of my, starting with the 1983 record of mine and in Animal Now, I've got references to this person named Paul. There's a song in each one of these albums, and on this everything new that I'm doing moving forward, there's always going to be a song on a record that mentions this person, Paul. Well, Paul is actually the best man in my wedding, and his name is Josh, but we were drinking or something one night and talking about what our rap names would be if we were rappers. His name is Joshua Wadsworth, and he said his name would be Uncle Paul. And so now I've said Uncle Paul in a song and just Paul, but he's we were teachers. When I got out of college, I went and taught. I started teaching school, and I was coaching high school football and track and basketball for 7 years I did that. But I was doing music on the side, like trying to build that some more, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, he's a counselor now in Pawnee, Texas. And every once in a while, he'll send me like a screenshot of like some email he's gotten from a parent. He's a counselor at elementary school. From a parent, and their email address will be like, you know, like Foxy Mama _ 69 at Yahoo. And it's like, what the?
Yeah.
This kid has no hope, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing though.
The thing that amazes me is
that they've kept the same email.
Not even that, but they are totally fine with emailing someone in an administrative position at their child's school to be like, yeah, my name's Foxy Mama 69 or what? I mean, whatever they are. Like,
yeah. I guess like it's the same thing with Twitter handles and Instagram handles.
Yeah,
a lot of people have. Yeah. Just like,
I made my.
What are you doing?
Yeah, my Twitter is Artificial Chris, but I did that because at the time when I kind of adopted Twitter early on, and then like a lot of people were just kind of like, oh, that's stupid. I don't know, I've got Facebook. Well, fuck y'all. But I did that because everybody I saw, their things were like official so-and-so. Yeah. Official so-and-so, or like the real so-and-so.
Yeah.
The real so-and-so. So I was like, I have to do something stupid. But
yeah. Twitter. A lot of people
love Twitter.
I guess like Twitter's more accepted now.
I think so.
But you still have some people going, it's near its end. I'm like, I don't know if I agree
it's
with
what?
that. It's near its end. Like something's going to replace it.
I don't know. I something that bothers me about all of that stuff is like, it's like Instagram did it too now, where it's like your feed's out of order, so it's like not in chronological order. And Twitter did the same thing, but they gave you an option to. The reason Instagram did it because they're owned by Facebook, and Facebook does that, and so follow the leader. But Twitter stays chronological. You can turn it back onto chronological order. And like, to me, that's what the whole point of this stuff is. It's like, if you're going to use, the point of social media is to be social and like engage with people and talk with people. And I can't fucking do that if I see something come up in my Facebook timeline and it's from 2 days ago. And it's like, well, I didn't see it the day it happened. Like, what? Yeah. Why do I need to see it now? Like, I don't know. That's my social media rant for the night.
Well, it's called a timeline or it should be called a timeline for a reason.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. I enjoy the good old Twitter debate.
Me too.
The thing is,
people get so mad.
Yeah.
I like to bother people, but not too super seriously. Yeah. You know, I always think like I'll talk a big game and like be a dick to people and like that kind of stuff, but I really more or less believe like everybody's entitled to their own opinion to some degree, you know, even though some of those are wrong.
Yeah.
You say someone's opinion's wrong, but
I know. I honestly I agree that some people's opinions are wrong. It's like
some people get really mad. I have a belief that, and I know plenty of people who agree with me, but they believe there is like, I think that a lot of people believe like, oh man, just any, you know, music's all, you know, subjective and or not, subjective. But I think it's like there's things that are bad.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to tell like something good from great or whatever. I think there's a lot of play in there, but there are things that are just bad.
Yeah.
But someone will tell you like, oh no, that's just not your thing. Oh, you know, yeah, but it's asinine and dumb, and
I actually agree with you on this.
It makes like, people listening to it dumber.
I think that there are some things that should be considered universally great,
right?
And that if you don't like it, that's fine. Like if you don't like the Beatles, that's fine.
Right.
But
you can't argue that they weren't great.
If you argue that they're horrible, then I'm like, well, I don't know if I can take your opinion on anything else because you're just outing yourself as being dumb, you know? And like, I don't know. I think what I hate I'm sure it's been this way forever, but now I guess that it's so much easier to get your opinion out there on things. That I hate when people hate certain kinds of music and like wear it as a badge. Like, oh, I hate the Rolling Stones. Like,
right. That's my thing.
Yeah, and it's like,
why?
Well, yeah. First off, why? But like, why do you think that's like? Why do you think that's a cool opinion?
Right.
Or like, oh, I fucking hate Kanye West.
Right.
And I'm like, well, you've probably never even listened to him, and like that's not a reason. Just because he's married to a Kardashian, that's not really like a reason to.
Or because he's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's a genius, like when it comes to music. But I also say, like,
I think he's a crazy person.
If you to fully enjoy Kanye West, you have to buy into the concept that he's
playing a game,
that he's full of shit, like 99% of the time. That he's, that he's.
Well, my hot take on that is you can't get to where he is without being intelligent and without being someone who isn't just a fucking crackpot, you know? Like, he's not an idiot, you know? And that's the thing I always see from people, like, that guy's such a fucking idiot. No, he's obnoxious. Yeah. He's not an idiot.
Sometimes I think that his point is like a brilliant point on
right,
whatever.
You're doing it wrong.
But like the way he articulates it, it's just like, man, just slow down. Like, just pump the brakes a couple times and like take a deep breath and think of what you're trying to say. Yeah. Instead of being like, you know, George Bush hates white or black people, you know, like that kind of thing.
Explain that better.
Yeah.
But I also think that stuff is publicity. It's like, I'm going to say these things the way I'm saying them, and that's going to drive, you know, other stuff. But I saw a tweet the other day, or 2 days ago or something. Somebody said, like, you know, like, so he releases this record, but then he keeps like updating it, like doing remixes of something, like putting a new song on there.
Yeah.
Like, and somebody was like, what if Kanye just starts doing that to other people's albums? And then the guy said, like, what if Kanye's like, hey, Wilco, I added 2 more songs to Yankee Hotel Foxtrot. And then Jeff Tweedy like replied, and he was like, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. I think that one, like him updating the life of Pablo. Yeah. Like in a way, it's like, oh, well, nobody's really ever done like a living album. Yeah. And in a way, that's what it's kind of is. Like if he's constantly updating, but it's also like annoying as shit if you've already have a copy and you're like, God, now I have to. Right.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like I tried Tidal for a while because I wanted to listen to that record, and you know, it's like how many streaming services do I need? Yeah. You know.
I just found a way to download it. And,
yeah, well, someone sent me that too, and I did that too. But I don't know. It's if you're not using Tidal, you can't experience it. Which I wonder if this record is just going to be like in a year from now, it would be a totally different record.
A different,
you know, like
thing.
It's just it's like an ever-changing new thing, which would be amazing. But you know, you got to have Tidal to hear it. But
yeah, I don't know. I think my opinion on the life of Pablo also is that I don't think it's as good as any of his other stuff. No. And like I think he's maybe lost a step as far as being a lyricist goes. Yeah. Some of the stuff I'm like,
I think the production on it and the music.
Yeah, the production is
killer. All the beats and all of that stuff is amazing. I think that's probably the best stuff he's ever done in that regard. But like you're saying, like the lyrics and stuff, are a little, you know, they're
like the weakest part, the weakest link.
Yeah, but I don't know, like if that, I don't know, I can't decide if that like bothers me so much, because there are moments where it's like, oh yeah, that's classic, you know, that's what you do real well. But then there's other moments where it's like, it sounds like somebody just trying to figure out a way of doing something else, you know, trying to just it sounds like an experiment, and it's being presented right now as an experiment with the way you keep changing it and everything like that. So.
In saying that, though, I think that 2 of the songs in particular are probably like top 5 or top 10 Kanye songs ever, and that's No More Parties in LA.
Yeah, that song is great.
What is it, 30 Hours?
Yes.
You know, I think that song is incredible.
Yeah. He's talking about going to that
driving from like LA
house,
to Chicago.
Yeah.
And how that, and probably like the best. It has like an Arthur Russell sample.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the main core, or I guess the chorus line of it is this Arthur Russell sample. And I don't know if you're familiar with any of Arthur Russell. Was like this kind of like outsider music kind of.
Mm-hmm.
He was a cello player and like had some electronic stuff, and he actually has this one record.
Just all instrumental stuff?
No,
lyrics.
some of it was instrumental, but he has this one record that I guess was more of a compilation, and it's called like "Love Is Overtaking Me," and it was released, I guess, either the year he died or the year after, and he died of AIDS. And this record is like a country record. It's like all acoustic, and
really?
You should check it out.
Oh,
it's really good.
That's awesome.
But the sample I think is like probably the best sample I've heard Kanye use.
Yeah,
ever.
That's cool,
but,
man. It's a cool little tidbit that I had no idea about.
Yeah.
Now I want to go listen to it in my car. Are your listeners gonna be like, man, we were talking about Kanye West for so long?
Maybe. That's what I was thinking. Like, there's been a couple of conversations where it's like, man, we've got onto something that's probably just like lost a whole lot of people.
Nah,
but
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I'm just, for a long time, you know, I was listening to nothing but the kind of stuff I was making. Mm-hmm. So it's like, and I can't stop it. I can't put it out. Whatever I'm listening, and I don't know. I haven't really talked to people about this, but I'm curious. You know, other people, writers or whatever, how much they think that the stuff that they're listening to at the time leaks into what they're making.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's like a lot.
Yeah.
And it's because every time I hear something that I really like, it's like I want to know how to do that, but that fits me. You know, that how can I work that? Like, how can I steal from all these different places? You know.
Yeah.
And make it into the thing I do. You know.
Yeah.
And so like for I don't know, for a year now, probably I've been listening to stuff that I, you know, not always listen to.
Yeah.
But
well, how much do you think that played into the difference in sounding, the difference in the way 1983 sounds and Animals sounds?
A lot.
Because I think, because obviously like Animals is a darker, more textured. That's a good way to put it. Record. Do you think that has to do with what I can see out of it is, I know you talk a whole lot about 80s country, and I think there's some tinges of that in there.
Yeah, well,
like the Rodney Crowell kind of country.
Right. And to me, I'm unabashedly a huge Rodney Crowell fan. I met him at South by 3 years ago or 2 years ago. I can't remember, but he was playing at this place called Arlen Studios there in Austin. It was like a friend of mine, Ryan Jones, invited me and my fiance down there, like texted me like, hey, do you want to see Rodney Crowell tonight? I was like, are you got any other stupid questions? Yeah. And so we go down there and he's playing, and I'm sitting on the floor like a child watching him. And so he goes, but I came to his music much later than, I mean, I've known people that talk about him and like his music, but they liked it forever. Like, I came to that stuff way later, like, you know, within the past 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
So anyways, he gets up and they're done playing, and I want to go, like, just go shake his hand or something. So there's all these people standing around. So I was like, fuck it, you know, whatever. So I go sit back down, and then like Stuart Smith was playing guitar with him that night, from the Eagles. Like, tapped him on the back, and he was like, oh, and then they walked out, you know. I thought, okay, well, fuck, I'm going to go smoke a cigarette. So I go outside in the parking lot, and I'm standing kind of there's a bunch of people standing outside around the door, but I kind of went away so I could smoke. And I light my cigarette, and then he just comes walking by with his guitar case, and I'm like an idiot. I'm like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And he comes walking over. He said, sure. Introduced myself to him, and I told him that, like, I didn't expect to see him, like, so I didn't know what to say, like an idiot. So I'm just telling him I'm like a huge fan of the way he writes, and specifically the way he writes kind of, and I don't think he does it on purpose, it's just what he writes about, but the way he writes about Texas in ways that, like, it's not cliche, you know? Like, if you listen to a song like Telephone Road or something like that, it's like skiing in a bar ditch behind the, you know, it's all very familiar to me, and it's something I understand, and it's something that is not cliche, and it's not fucking stupid, and it's not pandering and making Texas like this, I don't know, you know what I mean. And so I was telling him that, and he was like, man, I really appreciate that, because a lot of people come up and they'll shake your hand and go, oh, I like your songs, or I really like you, I'm a big fan. He's like, but not a lot of people will say why, you know. And I was like, I write, and like, that's, you know, whatever. And he was like, oh, well, he's like, you got your phone on you? I said, yeah. He said, well, give me my email, and if you ever want to, like, send me something or whatever. And I was like, are you kidding? He's like, no. So as I'm typing his email, and he's like, but I'm going to tell you something. He goes, if you send me something, I'm going to be totally honest about what I think about it. I'm not going to, like, that's just the only way you can do it, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's thank God, because nobody fucking else will do that. You can send songs to your friends and shit, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, that's great. And nobody will be like, dude, don't do that. That's stupid. Or, you know, nobody will. But anyway, I got like nervous while I was talking to him, and I kind of was like, I'm sorry, I'm just real nervous. And he reached over and he like patted me on the shoulder. He's like, that's all right, man. Just tell me what you want to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that stuff, I was listening to a lot of that. A lot of some Bruce Springsteen stuff, and all of that kind of.
Yeah, there are those. I guess I don't think everyone always says that like Springsteen's Dark record is Nebraska, which it is, but like the synth on
Tunnel of Love, tougher than the rest.
Yeah, but see, I was gonna say like on Born in the USA, like if you look at I'm on Fire, or I don't know. I guess like, I'm on Fire is probably the best example. Like that's like some darker.
And I gravitated towards that because there's a lot of that. There's less of it in like country music, I guess, to some degree. Less of the synth type stuff in country music than there is in the rock music of that time, for sure. But I just thought, man, that's a really cool element that you don't hear a lot of, in something that's, I don't know, not Americana or Texas country or whatever, just in the circles that I run in.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you don't hear that a lot as a purely like a textural type thing. It's always B3 or, you know, some kind of just regular keyboard or something, you know, or a Whirly or a Rhodes piano type thing. So I was kind of talking to John Silva, the guy that's the producer on everything I've ever done, and I was like, I want to do this. Let's do this different sound, and it's darker sounding, and it's a darker lyric record too, because I didn't realize it, but when I wrote 1983, I wrote these songs. And I was like, I want them up tempo, kind of, you know, groovy, and because I want it to be I want it to kind of be palpable, and you know, these are the songs I wrote. I didn't write them for that reason, but I want it to be, you know, to have a cool, like a strong like country shuffle and a a strong country waltz and like stuff like that you can dance to. And I realized afterward, all of the themes in that record are like hope. Like even the songs that are like dark, they're like hope and home. So like all those songs, the underwriting theme of that whole record is like turned out to be like, even though this song's really fucking sad, like there's some little glimmer of like hope at the end. And I kind of treat like my writing like just like there's this person. And so on 1983, it's kind of all hopeful and everything. I was like, I want to take that person and like drag them through the mud, you know, through the gamut of emotions that are darker and not as positive and kind of stressful and kind of frantic and kind of all of those things that make you nervous or uncomfortable.
Uneasy. Yeah.
But so, I mean, I wrote it purposefully, like, I want to make this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to my fiance, said, can you write like some happy songs or something, like, you know? But she says that because people come up to her and are like, man, is he okay? Or is like these songs are real dark. Like, it's like, you shut the. Number one, don't fucking ask my fiance that, you fucking goober.
Yeah.
Number two, like, it's a song. It's a made up. Like, everything doesn't have to be. I didn't have to live through it. You know, all of that. Like, you only write what you know. Like, why?
Yeah.
That's like, I only know a little bit. Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna write about whatever the fuck I want to, and if you don't like that, whatever. But it's like, I can't wrap my head around people that don't understand, that can't separate art from somebody making it. Like, you know, it's a song.
Yeah.
Who cares?
It's because
I was listening to a podcast with Rhett Miller and a guy named Chris Shiflett, who's a guitar player for the Foo Fighters, and he was saying, like, he said they were talking about this exact thing. And he said, well, Chris Shiflett said this. He said, well, the reason for that is, like, because people expect everything in music to be genuine and, like, expect it to be the truth. And whereas he said, if you were just a writer, like, wrote books, no one would fucking expect that. Like, it doesn't, like, no.
I don't know. I think people expect any kind of artist to be that tragic and flawed,
right, hero, exactly, right,
or anti-hero,
the tortured creator,
and that's what we've been taught by history, right? Like, anybody.
Sorry, everybody's not like that.
Everyone's Townes Van Sant, or
right.
I don't know. I can't even think of
any of those people.
You know,
all those people.
I was trying to think of, like, somebody else that's in a different format, like a different.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Townes Van Sant's probably the
basis,
one you could go to. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. I just think that's narrow-minded and not. But like you said, it's what you're taught to, you know, what you're taught to know and what you're taught to think about it, and it's, I don't know.
That's interesting, though.
People have this this romanticized idea about it, and I think there's plenty of people. I think there's plenty of musicians and songwriters and things that have that of their own accord. Like, they feel this, like, weight to, like, and, like, I get it. I guess I've just never been that guy.
Yeah,
I just want to try and make cool shit and, you know, and shape it the way I want it and present it the way I want it, and I don't know.
Yeah. Ever since, like, Guy Clark passed away, I've been thinking about how different really, like, him and Townes were. As songwriters. Yeah. But we kind of, like, throw them in the same
thing. Yeah.
But as far as, like, them being pillars of what we call Texas music,
right?
They kind of represent the opposite kind of
the polar opposites.
Yeah.
To a degree, yeah, totally. Wow, I always thought, you know, and I didn't. He's somebody else. Guy Clark is somebody that I didn't come to till later. I mean, I came to it at a point when I was, you know, in college, but then I got interested in all kinds of other music, and I kind of went away from listening to country-ish stuff for a while, and then, you know, you cycle back to it, and then, you know, in the last several years, like Guy Clark, I mean, I would argue with anyone that he's the best songwriter ever come out of the state.
Yeah. And
some people will say Townes. That's fine. Like, I get it, but I think it's like, it's, you know, it's not a matter of who's the best. It's the matter of that, like, got to live in the same time that person existed on the planet. You know. Yeah. It's insane.
I think any kind of argument like that is probably just it's just for bar talk. Obviously, there's, like, definitely. No one's. That's where I think, like, there's no right answer.
Right.
But if I was going to argue, I would say that the reason Guy was better than Townes is that Townes didn't like Towns is that number one draft pick who was a bust in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get that. Totally get that.
Where Guy, for, I guess,
he was Tom Brady.
Yeah, like I was gonna, for like 40, 50 years, he's been writing good songs,
nonstop.
And every record you could go, there's like 2 or 3 songs that you could go, that's incredible. That's the best thing he's written.
Right.
In which, Towns had I guess a more up and down catalog of songs, and obviously like he didn't
have the time.
Yeah, like so that, I don't know. That would kind of be my argument.
I think that's.
In saying that, I do kind of think that Towns is a better songwriter, but that would be my argument. I don't know.
I think his writing probably comes from a more, like, I'm talking about like this person that is, and there's not. I would argue with people that there's not a lot of people like that existing around anywhere. Yeah. That, somebody like him, or I don't know. I can't think of someone else, but like maybe Kurt Cobain, but who knows really what his whole deal was, but. Whereas Guy was like someone who seemed to me, I didn't know the guy, but seemed like someone who could, bend and twist a little more with what they were doing and do something for a specific purpose. And whereas like it wasn't just whatever comes out of me. It's like I'm doing this as a work, type thing.
Well,
taking it more as a, people like to always, your craft. Your craft, and it's, that's fine, but I think of Guy more like someone like that who is constantly,
working.
Yeah, working.
I can't remember who it was I was talking to, but they brought up, that Guy built guitars.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that is a very hard, difficult thing to get into.
Yeah, acoustic
first off.
Guitars.
Yeah. Like I can't imagine that being the easiest of hobbies to hey, I'm gonna. Yeah. So in a way, like that, that side of the art, like I don't necessarily.
The mentality of workmanship and building something, and it's the same idea for constructing a song.
Yeah.
Or building a song.
Which I was talking with Charlie Shafter probably a few weeks back, and we were talking about Bob Dylan, and how, Dylan's this guy who never really wrote anything that's super personal. Right. And like no one really thinks of that until they start going through the songs, and then you go, yeah, I mean, there's nothing here that's really super personal except for like Blood on the Tracks and Desire and stuff like that. But those are 2 out of 40-something records. So
exactly.
I guess like Towns, you said Cobain. I think maybe there's probably more guys in the 60s and 70s. Like I was thinking like Jim Morrison in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, that would probably be
good.
Yeah.
There's a reason why, or I don't know. I guess he technically isn't a songwriter, more of a songster, but like Ramblin' Jack Elliott.
Right.
That style. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, I just don't think that's a. I mean, it's obviously still a thing. There's people that are like that for sure. Yeah.
I think like there's probably every song.
I don't think I know any.
Every song or like every album, there's truth in it. Right. Like that. That's not. I don't want people to misunderstand that part or misinterpret.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? There's truth in songs, regardless of who's writing them.
Right.
But or in most songs,
you're pulling from some probably deeply personal story or feeling about something or a memory, and then you're walking through it in someone else's shoes, or in a from a different point of view, or you're bending it around to be not. I think that's just. I personally think that's. I think it is for me to some degree. I like to take this idea that I have and go, I'm going to write about this experience someone having this experience.
Yeah.
You know, whether I had it or didn't have it, I don't need to tell anybody
Yeah.
that, you know, that's
Yeah.
my business.
Yeah. Ryan Colwell is kind of the same way, where he's a lot of his songs, I guess he's pulling from personal stuff, but we were talking one time about how some journalists would ask him about specific people in songs.
Yeah.
And because he's got this one song called Red River, and in the song it's about his aunt and uncle, and like his uncle who, you know, never really worked, but would go down to the Red River and drink and stuff like that. And then she, I guess, divorces him and gets married to another guy. And I guess, like, the point was, like, some journalists were asking him if that was based on a true story, and he's like, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not going to tell you regardless, because that's
that's another thing. Like, when I put out Animal, these guys somebody did this review of it, and it was, they wrote the review as if, like, this album is being presented as a story. They're telling the reader what to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying, like, okay, the first song sees the narrator doing, like, and it's about this. The second song is about, and they walk you through the album in that way, like they created in their mind a link between all these songs, which there is in theme, but not necessarily in a story. So they take these things and they say, like, so in the third song, this one's about redemption, and this one's about loss, and it winds you through this story, and it ends, however it ends. I can't remember, but I remember talking with someone and saying, like, that's so, like, I of course I want people to write, like, a review about my record, but it's also, like, it's great, and it's, like, insanely frustrating, because then, people are going to read that, and then they're going to say, oh, that's what that's about.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I don't want you to, I want you to think about it on your own.
Yeah.
And it needs to mean, that's, like, when I play, I don't, like, tell these long stories about where the song, like, if I play with people all the time, and they have these great stories about, like, where this song came from and how it, and I told somebody one time, if I did that before my songs, I would go, hey, this is 3 minutes of something I made up. Ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
Like, that's,
Mm-hmm.
But so, I don't know, it's like a weird, like, push and pull that, you want people to talk about the album, and you want people to talk about, what they think about it, and you want all that stuff, but you don't want those people, like, telling people what to think, even though, like, that person that wrote that is just talking about what it was to them.
Yeah.
Which is what I want, but it's also what I don't want, and it's, like, insanely frustrating.
On this side, I think what it is as far as, like, being a journalist, I think what it is I think a lot of journalists want to, I guess they write this article, this review or whatever, and then their dream is that it gets put out, and then you go to that show or whatever, and whoever you wrote about comes up to you and goes, "That's exactly right," and you're smart, and, like, you're you get it more than anyone else.
You get it,
and you're looking to be that guy,
right?
Which, I mean, obviously, that's I think what you want, as a journalist,
right?
And I'm sure I've done that. Yeah. I think this is what this is about, and or this is where it came from. Right. I'm probably more so on that side of, like, this record came out of, like, was influenced by this, or, like, that kind of thing, which is, I guess, another
but
way
I think,
of telling
are you
the story,
talking about, like, sound-wise and, like...
Yeah, and not necessarily even sound-wise, but, like, where that record, especially up here, because I know so much about the Lubbock music scene and the history.
Thanks for not, like, asking me a bunch of questions about all that, because I would stand here and just stammer.
But I think, like, so much of it up here, what I'm trying to do is place the record as far as, like, in the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And
no, and I think that's great.
Yeah, but like I think like a lot of times the journalists want to just be right or like be patted on the back,
right?
Or on the polar opposite end, it's like I need to be finished with this, and I'm just going to take what was out of the
press release
and
like
put
summarize
it. Total opposite end.
I don't remember where I saw this or if it was on Twitter. People were talking about it. Maybe you were talking about it with someone, but I think it probably was. It was this like exchange, conversation or something. I don't think I read it like online in a magazine or anything. But they were talking about like how they think like you should not be able to like write reviews of records for like a month after it comes out. Like
I've mentioned this. You may have heard it because me and Drew were talking about it in a podcast.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
We were sitting exactly right here.
Yeah.
But
you were probably having a daiquiri though, weren't you?
No daiquiris. What sucked during that podcast was we had the door open because it was hot, like it was hotter than hell, and people kept on coming up like thinking it was open, and I'd have to be like cover the mic and go, "No, I'm sorry, we're not open right now," and then get back to it. But that happened like 2 or 3 times during that episode. But yeah, like to me, like I don't know how anyone can expect to understand a record when you get it like a week before it's released and write a review about how good or great or how average or bad it is,
right?
And understand it completely. That record plus 10 other records that are coming out that week,
right?
And write 500 word or 700 word reviews and go on to the next thing. Like I don't know how anyone thinks that's a
good thing.
Yeah. So I say,
or
like,
not a good thing, but what do you call it? Like a productive way to do that. I mean, you're producing something, so you're productive, but like it's not like adding much to the conversation of these things.
But at the same time, like I don't know what's the alternative.
Yeah,
because like nobody wants to put out a record and then wait for that album
later,
review.
No, exactly.
But
it's like this, and I just like I didn't think about it at all with this record when I put it out. I didn't think about it at all with the last record I put out because I didn't have any expectations. It was my first, like I'd put together 2 EPs before that first album, and so I didn't have any expectations. I was just like, this is kind of new, so I'm trying to figure out, and but with this one it was like I had more of an idea of what I wanted this to be and all of this stuff, and I built it in a way that I wanted it, pretty specific. And then it's like, you read something and, or somebody asks you about it and like, are you okay? Or like, yeah, I'm fucking fine. Just, it's a piece of art, or it's a piece of this thing I made. I don't like to say art. I don't like to be like, I'm an artist.
Yeah.
So it's like whenever I say like, it's this piece of art I made, it's like, I sound like a fucking asshole. It's this thing I made.
Yeah.
And, take it how you will, but I think it's just that duel between like wanting people to talk about it and wanting people to not talk about it. And there's no way around it. It's just me bitching about my own inner workings.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's calling everything art is in so many ways is a cop out. You know what I mean? It's just like
this bottle of Lone Star Light I'm holding is a piece of art. Someone designed the label.
No, that was manufactured, right?
Right.
And that's what I guess like some people still want to call their stuff art when it's obviously been manufactured.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. We're running on an hour here.
Cool,
You want to go
man.
grab a beer?
Yeah, let's do that.
Sounds good.